So I don't know about you guys, but it seems to me like anywhere you look on the internet where there are people talking about snowmobiles, everybody jumps on four-strokes immediately and says how heavy they are, how terrible they are for deep snow riding, how slow they are. And I mean, I guess I can't really argue with a lot of that, but there are still some things that those people are definitely missing out on. And I think the reason that you see so much negativity towards four-strokes and so much positivity towards two-strokes is, well, the type of person that's gonna want a 1000cc two-stroke with a 150-inch track generally tends to be, you know, a little bit more of an outspoken type of person. And I could be wrong on that. Feel free to disagree with me in the comment box below. And I can't, like I said, I can't necessarily argue with the heaviness. This sled, I would say, is not gutless at all. And I actually came off of a 600 Polaris two-stroke. Love that sled. Definitely love this one more, though. Obviously, you need to buy a sled that is made for the type of riding you're going to do. So I would not suggest this to somebody who does 90% deep powder riding, mountain riding, anything like that. That's not what this sled is for. This is a 129-inch track. So I mean, it's longer than my 121 was on the Polaris two-stroke, but it's definitely not meant to go in super deep powder. Now don't let that fool you. It can still get you through quite a bit. I've actually got this stuck and gone through a lot worse stuff with this sled than I ever did with my two-stroke. I got that stuck all the time. Now that might have something to do with the type of track, maybe the couple extra inches. This does have, I think, right around the same horsepower as that did. Kind of 120, 125-ish is mostly what you see. I'm much more willing to take this in some nasty stuff, though. I think the studs maybe help me out a little bit too. But to be honest, I mean, probably 95% of the riding that I do is what you're looking at here. Dirt mixed with a little bit of twigs and some snow on it. And for that type of thing, I mean, this sled is perfect. It's got a heated seat. It's super comfortable compared to my Dragon, and I mean, it's an LXR. It's a bit of a comfort model. You can get the Snow Pro. That'd be a little bit more apt for doing some deep powder stuff, but obviously still not a mountain sled. And if that's what you're looking for, then, well, a two-stroke is probably what you want. Four-strokes have come a long way, but obviously the motors are going to be just a little bit heavier, just due to the fact that, well, it's a liquid-cooled four-stroke, not a two-stroke. But that is not to say that these things are slow or gutless. I'm sure there's some that are, but this sled in particular, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the acceleration, with the caveat of the fact that, well, I'm never completely happy with anything's acceleration. Now this thing definitely needs some help on the corners, and that's because I've got the set of track on here and still dual runner carbides up front, which certainly makes the cornering a little bit sloppy. The dual carbides just do not dig in enough to compensate for all those picks in the track. So that's something that I'm going to be amending later on, and if you want to make sure you see how much that helps, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell after you subscribe, so you know anytime I put a video out, which is at least once a week when we have snow. Oh wow, this was not the right way to take. Lots of rocks. Yeah, honestly, to me, and I mean, this sled is a bit newer than my Dragon was, but this thing definitely handles better than that sled did, and sure, that maybe could have used some suspension tweaks. This thing I've got set up pretty well, other than the carbides. And I mean, any sled that's really going to be the case. You got to set it up for the type of riding you're going to do. But honestly, I don't get on this and feel disappointed really in any sense. I'm always impressed with this thing. Everything could always be faster, of course, and you know, this isn't going to be fast compared to, you know, an XF8000 or anything like that. I mean, the F1100 is actually in later years called the ZR500, and I'm sure it's probably still slower than the ZR6000, which is the 600 two-stroke. And I mean, I don't know how that sled compares to my Dragon, but when I did a drag race with this sled against my buddy on my old Polaris before I sold it, they were pretty much neck and neck. Now this does have the studs in the track, which, I mean, you know, maybe that made a difference, maybe it didn't. But going from a 600 to this, I don't think anybody's really going to be disappointed, unless you do a lot of powder riding. And I mean, if that's the case, then why are you looking at a 4-stroke to begin with? I mean, woo! You can compare this to all sorts of stuff that wouldn't make any sense. That's not really going to help anybody that's only interested in doing trail riding and, you know, maybe the occasional powder run. And if you guys want to take a look down in the description, there's a big old hawk on that tree. That's super cool. Hey, buddy. Looking for the rodents. Oh no, I scared him off. Sorry, dude. Whoa! I've got a video on my channel where I did take this in some deep powder. Well, deep for Central Wisconsin anyways. And it really did pretty well, honestly. And I've been goofing around with it kind of around the house in some deep snow in the ditches, and it really does pretty good. Again, don't buy it specifically for that, but that doesn't mean that you can't have fun on it. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this camera here, and actually more specifically than that, which spot you like it in better. I don't quite know how this is going to turn out, but I figured there's only one way to test it. So let's do that. Wow. Oh, nope, I can feel it. I was going to say I can't even tell it's up there, but if you swing your head the right way, then you can tell it's there. I was going to go with a longer stick on here to begin with, but I think this is about all the more I need sticking off the back of my head. Hopefully it stays on there. So how many of you guys ride 4-strokes? And I guess, is there anybody that has gone from either a 2-stroke to a 4-stroke and then back, or gone to a 4-stroke from a 2-stroke and then just stuck with that? I'd kind of be interested to see how many people there are out there watching this video anyway that did that. I know there are definitely some sleds for sale, even the XF 1100 turbos, or the ZR or XF 9000s, which is again the turbo 4-stroke. There's a lot of people that I've seen selling those that are looking to get back into a 2-stroke, and I think again the type of person that's interested in that, you know, top of the line fastest sled type thing is probably gonna find some faults with a 4-stroke, regardless of whether it's turboed or not. And I'd be lying to you guys if I told you that I'm never going to ride a 2-stroke again, or that I'm not interested in a turboed version of this because I want to see what it's like. That's not to say that I bought this and I'm disappointed, but I still I want to try the next thing. And partially that's because I have a YouTube channel and I like to have something to talk about. But I mean, I'm also just curious. Like I said, I mean, I've got a bike that's, I went from a bike actually that is slow to and essentially a bike that was quite a bit faster, and now I bought the new version of the slow one again. And I think a sled can be, and I think some people just won't understand this, a sled or really anything else can be a lot of fun, even if it's not super fast or the fastest. And I actually heard, and I guess maybe some of you guys that are Nitro owners can let us know down in the comments, but I've heard that those sleds are really, really torquey, and that's more gearing than anything. Obviously, torque actually, the value has something to do with that too, of course. But but the gearing definitely can make a sled a lot more fun. If you guys have ever seen the videos where I ride, or if you've ridden one yourself, a Phaser 500, those things are so much more fun than this sled up until 40 miles an hour. After that, you're going to be pretty bored. They're definitely made for low-end, kind of slow trail riding, but for that, I mean, they're great. And that's kind of the thing, like I said, with any machine, they all kind of have their highlights, and they have people that love them, and then there's equally, or maybe more so, other people that very much do not like them. And for me personally, I'm definitely a 2-stroke enthusiast, but I'm also a 4-stroke lover and a 4-stroke enthusiast, and I think you can be both. Eventually you will see me on a 2-stroke again, Can't say how soon that'll be. I really do want to get on a turbo version of this sled, but I don't know. We'll see what the 2023 season brings. Prices are absolutely ridiculous right now, and if you can hold off on buying a sled, as much as I hate saying it, this would probably be the year to hold off on buying a new one. But in general, no matter what kind of sled you have, as long as you can get out and enjoy this beautiful world on it, that's really all that counts. Of course, there's lots of other sleds to look at out there to find the perfect one for you, but as long as it starts and runs, honestly, in my book, that's a good sled. So hopefully this video was informative and helpful to you guys. If you have any of your own comments, please make sure you leave them down in the comment box below. And for those of you researching sleds, feel free to check down there. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good information. Like I said earlier, if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the bell after you subscribe, so it lets you know anytime I put a new video out, which will be at least once a week when the conditions let me. Other than that, guys, just take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out and enjoy these beautiful trails while you can, and hey, if you can't, check out some more videos in the meantime. Here, we get some fuel.